Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we welcome you back here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers YouTube channel. It's halftime at the SAP Center. The Wranglers trailing the Bay Area Panthers by the score of 26-18. James Poovey coming to you live here alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Ed Cole. Ed, an exciting first half. It was a back-and-forth battle, as we knew it would be, but right now the Wranglers are going to have to go to the locker room, make some halftime adjustments, and come out here and two more quarters of football still on the table.
Yeah, this is the game that we thought it was going to be, right? Just a physical matchup, just back and forth. These guys just banging each other for the first 30 minutes of football. Northern Arizona started off so strong in that first quarter. Nick Watson throws 2 touchdown passes, one to RCB, one to Jared Ware Jr. They got off to a really good start. See, Nick is 9 of 14, 100 yards, three touchdown passes. One to Wisniewski, one to Jockey Albowman, one to Ware Jr. Ware Jr. is running the ball really well. He's got 29 yards rushing. On the other side, you look at Justin Rankin. This kid is phenomenal. He is a bulldog, James. He's got 48 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Dalton Steve's got two passing touchdowns, and that's pretty much the difference in the game. But for Connor Mangan missed the 3 extra points and the field goal attempt. So that's pretty much the difference in the game right now, James. Those misses on special teams. Otherwise, it may be a different score right now.
Yeah, you can't help but wonder what's happening tonight with Connor Mangan. He's been really solid over the last couple of weeks for the Wranglers, and hopefully he gets off the schneid here in half number 2. As you mentioned, some of those points could prove to be critical here tonight, Ed, in this Western Conference Championship matchup. I like the way the defense is playing. They're playing kind of with their hair on fire here tonight, and we knew they would have to against these Bay Area Panthers, but they're getting some pressure on Dalton Sneed and sometimes forcing some errant throws.
Yeah, and they're going to have to continue to get more pressure on him and find a way to stop Rankin because he's running the ball at a really good rate. They've got 90 yards rushing. Bay Area does. That's pretty much what they do. I was wondering if Dalton Sneed was ever going to throw more than 3 passes. He only threw like 8 passes last week against Tucson. So we know that the bread and butter for the Bay Area Panthers is to run the ball. You've got one of the top running backs in the league in Rankin. He's got 40 touchdowns rushing. So why not feature him in the offense, right, James? Just hand it off to that guy and just let him do damage.
Well, as we always say, Ed, it's the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if you got a guy like Justin Rankin who's able to run the football and rattle off 3, 4, sometimes 5 yards a clip, you can't blame the team for wanting to run him every time they have a chance. Let's take a live look now at the Eastern Conference Championship game for you folks. The Sioux Falls Storm right now on top by the score of 37-34 over the Frisco Fighters. How about that game right there, Ed? A tight one as well out there in Texas.
Yeah, Frisco goes up 27-7, and then all of a sudden Sioux Falls just goes off. They scored 23 straight points. TJ Edwards comes back. He's got 5 touchdowns, throwing and passing combined. Lorenzo Brown has had a great game so far. Look at his number. He's 12 of 26. He's got 3 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns of his own. So it's the Lorenzo Brown and TJ Edwards show. That's why it's 37-34. And what a great contest out there in Frisco for the Eastern Conference title.
Just over 6.5 minutes remaining in that one, and it could possibly go final while we're during our halftime break here, but chances are it may not there, Ed, with a 3-point ball game. That thing could very well possibly go to overtime even. You never know what might happen here in the conference championship round.
Right, that is fun. Look at Sioux Falls and Frisco. That's an entertaining game out there in Texas, isn't it?
Absolutely right. You mentioned TJ Edwards. He's really got this offense clicking for the Frisco Fighters. Now you see him down there threatening down at the 11-yard line, and they just keep running that football, hard hitting as well. It's a physical football game there as well in Frisco, Texas. So we will keep our eye on that as we progress throughout our halftime show here. We'll take a short commercial timeout and return for more Northern Arizona Wranglers halftime action. The Wranglers trailing the Bay Area Panthers by the score of 26-18. Stay with us. We'll return here after a short commercial timeout.
Buffalo Wild Wings win-win value lineup gives you and your friends more for less. With buy one, get one half off traditional wings every Tuesday. Buy one, get one free boneless wings every Thursday. And $3 tolls every day. Only at Buffalo Wild Wings.
I've got that blue sky. I've got that sunshine.
You got a voice, Molly. Use it. Do it for the phone.
Let's do it for the phone. you're struggling to pay your energy bill or know someone who is, we're here to help. Find APS bill assistance programs to reduce your monthly payment or help pay down the bill. Short-term relief like crisis bill assistance can help during a rough patch, while our energy support program can reduce your bill every month. Explore all your assistance options and see if you qualify at aps.com/here to help.
Well, welcome you back here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers halftime show. The score between the Bay Area Panthers and the Wranglers trailing 26-18 to Bay Area. Ed, a pivotal second half on tap next as we get ready for 2 more quarters to decide the right to head to Henderson, Nevada next Saturday to face off against who we will decide here in about 5.5 more minutes between the Sioux Falls Storm and the Frisco Fighters.
It will be on the defense because Bay Area, they deferred in the first half. So Bay Area is going to get the ball in the second half. So we know what's going to have to happen to start the third quarter. The defense is going to have to step up and do what's necessary to get a stop on Snead and Rank and find a way to stop that offense. And you and I were just kind of talking before the halftime when Dalton threw that touchdown to Nye Jackson. We were just like, that's a simultaneous possession because Justice had the ball just as much as Nye did. So, and Dave Lewis, DL mentioned it on the broadcast. It was a kind of a simultaneous possession. So, you know, it's one of those calls that you're just like, kind of scratch your head, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely scratching your head. You saw the ball, you saw the receiver come off the wall there, and then I mentioned the simultaneous possession because it looked like they both had possession of the football, and I was truly surprised that they didn't call for a challenge in that scenario right there because, as we know, Coach Moss not afraid to rip that red challenge flag out of the pocket and use that thing when necessary. There you see a great shot outside there of the SAP Center as the folks are having a great time there in San Jose, California tonight. There's the overall Western Conference standings. You look at the Rattlers and the Bay Area Panthers tied overall with an 11-5 record. Tucson checking in overall 9-7, and then Northern Arizona, the Wranglers 8-8, followed by San Diego, Duke City, and the Vegas Nighthawks, rounding out both of those teams at 5-10. Ed, 2 more quarters to decide this thing here. We got about I want to say 6 or 7 minutes left in the halftime, and we got a lot of fans checking in here with us. There you see right there the cup and the nice-looking IFL football there, celebrating season number 15. Lonnie Wade always checking in with us, as he says, nothing we haven't been through before, right, Ed?
Oh,
Familiar
absolutely.
territory for us here.
Yeah, we saw what happened last week at Footprint Center, up 28 points, and then the avalanche occurred in the second half with Drew Powell and the Rattlers. But the team didn't get rattled, they didn't get phased when they had that onslaught down in Phoenix last weekend. So it's only an 8-point game, but again, the defense has to come out and do something, find a way to stop Bay Area, get the ball back, and then get it to Nick Watson, because Nick's played really well. He's driven the guys down there. He's played very well tonight. 3 passing touchdowns, and Jared Ware Jr. I'd love to see Jared get the ball more. I'd love to see him be involved more in the offense, but we'll see what happens with the adjustments, what Coach Windsor decides to call on his plays whenever the team gets back on offense. But it's on Coach Simpson and his defense to get out there initially in that third quarter and get a stop on this Bay Area offense.
And a big-time stop coming out first part of the second half will be just what the doctor ordered for the Northern Arizona Wranglers. And I believe it will also continue to fire up this offense, as you mentioned, which has played really well tonight under the direction of quarterback Nick Watson. And he's just really had command of his offense here this evening. And also credit to the big boys up front for keeping him relatively clean this evening.
Yeah, it's been that way all season long, whether it's Garrett Kettle or whether it's Nick Watson, whoever's in there, whoever that front three is on offense, on that offensive line, they've been very good at keeping both of those quarterbacks upright, and it's been very well tonight. Nick, 9 of 14, 0 interceptions, 0 sacks, those 3 touchdowns, and those 100 yards of passing, that's got to continue. He's got to continue to produce at that level, James, in the second half if they expect to win this football game.
Indeed, they do. You see there's just about 4 minutes remaining before our second half of action kicks off there at the SAP Center in San Jose, California. Thank you so much for tuning in here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers YouTube channel for our halftime show. And we encourage you, we know Jenny will be checking back in with us, to check back in with us for the post-game show as well, right back here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers YouTube channel. For my broadcast partner, Mr. Ed Cole, I'm James Poovey, wishing you a wonderful second half. Enjoy the second half. Cheer on those Wranglers as loudly as possible, and we will see you right back here for the postgame show after the conclusion of tonight's ball game. As we always say, go Wranglers.
Wranglers.